Now you'd be surprised how simple this chicken recipe is. It's got all the flavors and I guarantee when you bite into it, you'll think it tastes simply delish. G'day, welcome to Todd's Kitchen. This is a fantastic dinner recipe to make that I know everyone will love. It is simple to make, but the flavors just pop in your mouth. They are really simple, but delicious. So join me today as I make my version of a creamy chicken, mushrooms and bacon. And don't forget to check out toddskitchen.com for my new range of mugs. Now we're going to start this off with a pot on the stove, and I have this pot on a medium heat. Now we want to try and use an oven-proof pot because we're going to use this pot in the oven straight after we sear the chicken. So we're going to sear the chicken. And this is simply going to help keep the chicken nice and moist. It'll keep a lot of the juices inside, which will prevent that dried chicken taste that you might get. Now you can use skin on, skin off, it's completely up to you. But personally I prefer skin off because it's just that much healthier. So just on top I'm just going to sprinkle on just some olive oil. Now it's up to you how much you use, but I'm just going to add about 2 or 3 cloves of garlic, minced garlic. So just pat that on top. Now you can use as much as you like or as little, and I know a lot of people love using extra garlic. It's just one of those ingredients I feel that you just can't have enough of sometimes. Then I'm going to sprinkle on some parsley just on top of each one, and some salt and pepper. So we want to make sure this is on top first, because we're going to turn it over again in a second to sear this side of the chicken. Now it's not going to completely cover or sear the entire sides of the chicken. We just want to sear both sides. Don't have to worry about the actual side parts like so. Just so it locks in a lot of the juices, but we're not going to lock in all the juices. But by doing it this way, you have the flavor on the top. And now we're going to turn it upside down. As you can see, that is nicely seared. So we're going to have the flavors on the bottom, so while they're in the oven, the flavors are going to work their way up. Okay, so we have our chicken just searing again now on the other side, and we're going to let that sear away for another 3 minutes. Okay, so once we've seared the second side, we're going to place this into a preheated oven at 200 degrees Celsius or 400 degrees Fahrenheit for about half an hour, 45 minutes. Now it does depend on the thickness of your chicken. Now this particular chicken I'm using is a little bit thicker than normal, so it may take a bit longer. But use an internal temperature because this is chicken, you want to be extra safe. We want to aim for an internal temperature of about 75 degrees Celsius or 165 degrees Fahrenheit. So I really recommend a instant type thermometer like this because this is perfect for chicken. So half an hour, 45 minutes, but again, it depends on the size of the chicken. Okay, so I've just taken the chicken out of the oven, and just by checking, it has reached 165 degrees Fahrenheit. So there are still some juices in the bottom of the pan, as you can see from there. We'll leave those in there, but we're just going to transfer the chicken just to a plate for the moment. And of course, we're just going to cover it up with some foil, just to keep it warm. Okay, so with that pot, now it's back on a medium heat. So to that I'm going to add in 4 cloves of crushed up garlic. Now, as I said, you can never have too much garlic. And we're just going to cook this over this medium heat just for a couple of minutes, just to bring out all those lovely garlic flavors. Okay, so once we've fried our garlic, which only takes about a minute just to make it nice and fragrant, we're going to add in 200 grams or 7 ounces of diced up bacon. And who doesn't love bacon? But of course, if you happen to be one of those people who don't like bacon, you can choose not to add it. So we're just going to cook this bacon over this medium heat, just for a few more minutes. Okay, so once you cook the bacon for a few minutes, now you can cook it a little bit further to make it crispier. That's completely up to you. So next I'm going to add in 14 ounces or 400 grams worth of sliced up mushrooms. So we're going to cook these for a further few minutes, just until all the mushrooms have softened up nicely. Okay, so once we've softened up the mushrooms, I'm going to add in half a cup of chicken broth. What's also called stock here in Australia. Then 1 cup of heavy cream, whipping cream or double cream. Just any type of good thick cream that you can find. Half a cup of grated Parmesan cheese. And just top it off with some pepper. Now you can add some salt if you choose, but there's no real need to because you'll find the bacon is already salty enough. But if you don't add the bacon, feel free to add a little bit more salt. And we're just going to stir this and cook it over a medium heat just until everything is nicely combined, and you'll notice that it starts to thicken up a little bit. Now instead of using whipping cream or heavy cream, you can use normal milk, but if you want that thickness aspect to the cream, to the sauce, just add say about a tablespoon of corn flour or corn starch. So that is just an extra trick to get around not having to use the whipping cream or thickened cream. Use normal milk but add cornstarch. But I do highly recommend the cream part instead of normal milk because it just tastes so much better. Okay, so as you can see, it is just starting to simmer now, so we're just going to let that simmer away for 2 minutes and that'll just help thicken everything up nicely. Doesn't matter whether you use the cornstarch, corn flour, or you use the thickened cream, it works the same way. Okay, so once our sauce is thickened up, we're just going to add our chicken back to the pot. And this will do up to 6 slices of chicken, 6 chicken breasts. And I've got another 3 that I've already pre-cooked as well, but just for the video, I was able to only sear 3 at a time. So I don't think we're making a lot of sauce for a little bit of chicken because I've actually got another 3 ready to go into this pot afterwards. So we're just going to let that simmer away for another 2 to 3 minutes, just to give the chance for that chicken to soak up all those lovely flavors. And once it's soaked up all those flavors, it's ready. Okay, so once everything's nicely cooked, what you have to do is just, now you can serve this with rice or vegetables, completely up to you. Or you can have it by itself. So I'm just going to add some of that lovely sauce just over the top. And just top it off with a little more Parmesan. Because just like bacon, you can never have enough cheese. And there we have our delicious, mouth-watery, creamy chicken with bacon and Parmesan and mushrooms. It really does tick all the boxes for so many flavors. As I said, you can serve it on a bowl of rice or with vegetables, but honestly, it's a meal in itself. It's a restaurant quality dinner at a fraction of the price, and it's really so simple to make. But whether you have it by itself or with a side of vegetables or rice, either way, it's going to taste simply delish.